Hi. I got my notes.
Great! Jake's not here yet.
Have you done team reports in class before?
Once. Have you?
Nope.
Well, what are you going to do this summer?
I'm gonna go to summer school.
Sounds good. I wonder where Jake is. Hi, Jake.
Hi.
Hey, Jake.
Hi. Sorry I'm late. Dad just found out I'm getting a D in biology.
Uh-oh. What are you going to do?
I don't know.
Well, you could take it over again in summer school.
I know, but that'd be so embarrassing.
Hey, I'm going to summer school.
You are? Did you have trouble with the class?
Well, not yet. I'm gonna take algebra. I figure if it gives me any trouble, I'll just take it again during the school year. I found some really good charts we can use with our report for visual aids.
Great. And I typed up the report.
I wish Miss Watson would have assigned one of you guys to stand up and give the talk.
You'll do okay.
I hate getting up in front of people.
Hey, look. It's just a classroom of kids.
Yeah, but everybody else looks so good, and compared to them, I look so stupid.
I think I know your feeling. I had that feeling about 2 years ago when I started my first speech class. I got so upset that I asked the teacher for help. He told me that it was a natural feeling and that everybody feels insecure. Then he gave me this article to read. It was just a general article about how to improve your self-confidence.
Well, being around people, talking in front of people, it's just not my thing. I'm more into working
I wish
on...
I could find that article. I learned a lot from it. You know, it convinced me that how I feel about myself is very important to me in helping me get what I want and in making me feel happier. I actually feel like I've changed because of that article.
Oh, yeah? What did it say?
Well, I remember 4 things that it said to do. They're the 4 things that I tried to learn.
Yeah?
Well, first, don't compare yourself to others. Second, don't take criticism personally. Third, prepare and practice before you get into an uncomfortable situation. And fourth, keep telling yourself that you're going to do okay.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Just get up there and bluff it.
That's easy for you to say. Everything comes so easy for you.
Hey, it isn't. I just bluff it.
Then you're a natural.
No. I guess it's just something I decided to do. You know, last year I read a book about this guy who was the worst batter on the baseball team. He was always feeling awful because he compared himself to his teammates. Well, then he found out that there were other guys on the team who were making themselves feel awful by comparing themselves to each other. At the end, he decides he can feel more self-confident if he doesn't judge himself on everything he does. And I decided to try and lighten up too.
There's always going to be somebody better than you at something, but you're going to be better than others at something else.
Yeah. I used to always compare myself to my brother. He's older and it seemed like he could do everything. But then I found out that there's some things that I'm actually better at.
I know what you mean. Last year I had to do a dialogue with Stacy Comer and I dreaded it. Well, she's probably the best speaker in the whole class, and I knew that I wasn't as good. But then I found out that I can memorize things a lot faster than she can, and she's insecure about that.
I've heard about those speech classes. Doesn't that bother you to have the teacher criticizing every word you say?
Well, at first it did because I wanted to be perfect. But now, I just listen to what the teacher says, do my best, and try not to take it personally. Because I know in her own way that she's just trying to be helpful.
Hey, you mind if I go get some water?
Oh, sure, the water cups are on top of the cooler.
Oh, thanks. And you know what she just said? Sometimes when people criticize, it's really only their opinion. My father used to be after me all the time to do this or not to do that or do this or that differently. Sometimes he'd make me crazy. I just finally figured that what he said was just his opinion. Sometimes I thought he was right, and other times I didn't. But you know, I learned that what he said, you know, what he was doing, he really wasn't attacking me.
I guess it makes sense, but it's hard to think like that when it's happening.
You know, it is hard to remember not to take criticism personally. And just because I try to remember doesn't mean I always do.
Now, for a new situation like now, when you know you're going to be getting up in front of the class and giving a report, I find it's helpful to prepare, to practice. I put a lot of time in my schoolwork, and the more prepared I am, the more confident I feel. Things just seem to go better.
I guess sometimes I could be better prepared. You know, sometimes I dread doing something so much that I try to forget about it as long as I can, and then I don't have enough time to prepare. I guess that's what happened in biology.
Well, we're going to be prepared for this report. Let's get started, Jake. You got that report?
Yeah.
Today, there are 27 million Americans who can't read. Most of them are embarrassed.
Come on, Jake. Stand up like you're really going to do it.
Yeah, come on.
People think they're stupid because they can't read, but that's not true at all. Most just never learned how to read when they were young, and every year they kept falling further behind.
That was good. Now practice it again, Jake.
Today, there are 27 million adult Americans who can't read. Most of them are embarrassed, and every day are afraid someone will find out about their terrible secret.
Now practice it again, Jake.
Today, there are 27 million Americans who can't read. Most of them are embarrassed, and every day they are afraid someone will find out their terrible secret. Literacy programs are helping adults learn to read. People who have learned to read say it's like being let out of prison. Finally, they feel good about themselves.
Jake, that was great.
Yeah, but it's not going to be this easy in front of a whole class.
No, but I keep practicing. And also, I bet if you tell yourself you're going to be nervous, you will be nervous. Instead, tell yourself that you're not going to be nervous, and you may eventually convince yourself not to be. Don't give people so much power over you.
I don't exactly give power to other people. They have it already.
Well, I guess you're right in some situations. But you decide what to think about what other people say or do. So in a way, you are giving them power over the way you feel. Do you know what I mean?
Well, not exactly. I mean, I've been trying to get up the nerve to ask a girl to the dance.
Uh-huh.
She has the power to say yes or no.
Yeah, but suppose she says she can't go because her grandmother's coming to town. Now you can either think, oh, well, that's nice, her grandmother's coming to town. Or you can think, oh, I bet she's just saying that because she'd rather die than be seen with me. Now see, what you think does affect how you feel. And if you always think the worst, then you'll talk yourself into never asking her out again. I mean, Mark's another example. Mark's going to summer school. He thinks it's a good idea because he isn't real strong in math. He thinks it's a smart choice, so therefore he feels okay about it. Now you, Jake, you say that you're getting a D in biology, but you'd be too embarrassed to go to summer school. Now what each of you thinks about summer school determines how you feel about it.
You think you can change the way you feel just by thinking differently?
I know you can. My best friend used to tell me I wasn't coordinated, so I started feeling like, well, that I wasn't coordinated. He sort of talked me into it. And then, when I went out for baseball, we had to do these mental exercises that were supposed to make us believe that we're fast and tough and strong. We're supposed to close our eyes and imagine ourselves hitting home runs and catching the ball and throwing it. Whenever we caught ourselves thinking we couldn't do a certain thing, or thinking we couldn't beat a certain team, we're supposed to stop and immediately say that we could. It worked. I mean, it's not magic, but after a while of telling yourself you can do something, you really start believing you can. Now I feel I'm coordinated.
We do relaxation exercises in the gym sometimes where we close our eyes and visualize success. This article I was telling you about had a whole list of affirmations that we were supposed to repeat over and over every day. Let's see. They He said things like, I am relaxed and calm. I'm able to remember everything I need to know, and I can handle any situation. Now, at first I thought, there's no way this is going to work. But I kept it up, and eventually I sort of convinced myself. I think it'll work for you.
I love oral reports. I love oral reports. Amy will go to the dance with me. Okay. I am confident I am going to present this report perfectly in class.
Well, I believe it, especially if you'll remember not to compare yourself to others, not to take criticism personally, to prepare and practice beforehand, and keep telling yourself that you're going to do okay.
They can only apply for jobs where they won't have to read. Literacy programs are helping adults learn to read. People who have learned to read say it's like being let out of prison. Finally, they feel good about themselves. Finally, they feel free.